we resurrected the wisest man in history, King Solomon, to see if he could rule the modern world. In an age of viral outrage and TikTok trends, we brought King Solomon back to lead a country. But when faced with worldwide crises, he doesn't drop a diss track. He doesn't go to war. He just waits. In a world desperate for clicks, his ancient wisdom makes him a ghost. How would our world react to a leader who literally refuses to play the game? This is going to be insane. Happens instantly. One day, the most powerful office in Jerusalem is just filled. Not by some politician, but by a man who is somehow super powerful and super calm at the same time. His name is Solomon. The world's media is freaking out. Experts are demanding answers. Everyone is debating, is this real? They're all expecting a superhero king with godlike powers. But Solomon is not what they expect. He doesn't give an epic speech. He doesn't hold a massive rally. The very first thing he does is turn his back on all the cameras and goes into a quiet room to pray. The entire world is listening, waiting to see what he'll ask for. Everyone thinks he's going to ask for money, power, or to destroy his enemies. Instead, they hear him ask for the same thing he asked for 3,000 years ago: an understanding heart to govern your people and to distinguish between good and evil. He sees himself as a little child in a crazy, complex world. That insane humility is the key to his wisdom. But to us, it just sounds weak. The 24-hour news cycle wanted a show of force, and they are completely confused. Leaders are supposed to be strong, not vulnerable. Solomon's quiet start was his first act of defiance against the entire modern world, and nobody even noticed. His first challenge is massive. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is exploding again. The internet is a war zone of viral videos, angry hashtags, and politicians firing off tweets for maximum engagement. Outrage is the only thing that matters. The world expects Solomon to pick a side, be aggressive, and make a speech that will get 1 billion views. He does none of that. Instead, he invites leaders from both sides to Jerusalem. There are no cameras, no press, no live streams. For hours, he just sits with them and listens. He lets all the anger, all the pain, all the history wash over him in total silence. When he finally speaks, he doesn't talk about borders or armies. He looks at them and asks one simple question: what fear strips your dignity? The question just hangs there. It's not a political question, it's a human one. He reframes the entire problem, not as a war to be won, but as a crisis of shared pain. He reminds them of his most famous decision, the 2 mothers claiming 1 baby. He explains his goal wasn't to cut the baby in half, but to find the truth by appealing to their hearts. Applying that logic, he doesn't propose some giant treaty. He suggests small things: joint councils of families to manage holy sites, public forums where people can share their pain without it becoming a viral spectacle. And the result? The cycle of outrage was broken, but only for the people in that room. To the rest of the world, it looked like nothing happened. Other world leaders scheduled their own flashy peace summits for a photo op. Solomon fixed the human problem, not the headline problem. So in the eyes of the world, he fixed nothing. Next, Solomon tries to fix the entire world, a world drowning in noise. He sees social media algorithms making everyone angry, dividing us on purpose. He sees a culture where people are canceled overnight, where massive problems are crushed into dumb slogans. And his response is the exact opposite of what anyone expects. He doesn't try to go viral. He doesn't chase clicks. Instead, he creates what he calls councils of discernment, quiet places where people can speak anonymously and confess the fears that actually drive their anger. It's ancient wisdom rebuilt for the modern world, understanding people by actually listening. Instead of going on TV, he goes on listening tours in small towns far from the spotlight. Instead of tweeting, he publishes long, detailed reports tracking whether world leaders actually keep their promises. He governs by one ancient rule: the words of the wise, heard in quiet, are better than the shouting of a ruler among fools. But that strategy is completely incompatible with our world. His counsels are mocked as group therapy. His listening tours are ignored. Online, his thoughtful ideas are buried by algorithms that only reward extreme emotion. He earns a new name: the Boring King. His approval ratings hit rock bottom, not because of a scandal, but because he refuses to be entertaining. He will not feed the outrage machine. And in the global war for your attention, the world is on the edge of a new Cold War. Superpowers are drawing red lines, live streaming missile tests, and an accidental war feels like it's just one angry tweet away. The world expects Solomon to pick a side, build his army, and start making threats. His response is the opposite. He invites the world's top generals to something he calls a Peace of Rest summit. There are no epic speeches, no cameras, no applause. The meetings happen in private, in quiet gardens, and there, he doesn't ask about weapons. He asks about their families, about the human cost of war they've already seen. He reframes nuclear weapons not as power, but as a sword hanging over the neck of every person alive. His proposal is slow and uncomfortable. Each nation holds the others accountable. Weapons are removed in phases as trust is built, the same way he made deals thousands of years ago. His point is simple: a sword you never draw saves more lives than one you do. But the show is too addictive. The world's leaders return to TV summits and military parades. They sign treaties in front of flashing cameras, while Solomon's quiet work is dismissed as naive. He showed them the path to peace. They chose the theater of war. Ultimately, the modern world makes its final decision about King Solomon. It decides to ignore him. He isn't kicked out of office. He isn't overthrown. He is simply exhales sharply, ghosted. World leaders stop taking his calls. News networks cut away from his speeches because they don't get ratings. In a world where being seen is power, his quiet wisdom makes him invisible. He becomes a ghost. In his own kingdom, his country is peaceful. It is successful. But on the world stage, he is a nobody. He built a garden in the middle of a hurricane, and the hurricane keeps raging, never noticing the calm at its center. He proved that wisdom works, but he also proved it has no chance against a world addicted to chaos. Solomon's failure wasn't a failure of wisdom. It was a failure of audience. He offered a cure for the disease, but we celebrate the symptoms. His patients never stood a chance. Against our hunger for instant drama, his smartest ideas couldn't compete with viral outrage. In the end, Solomon didn't fail the modern world. The modern world failed him. If you appreciate bold, cinematic explorations of history like this, consider liking this video and subscribing for more what-if stories. Now we ask you, in our world, would you follow a leader like Solomon? Or would his silence be mistaken for weakness? Tell us in the comments below.